Hello, good day, and welcome to the final in the series of lectures as regards the Committee for the Review of the Implementation of the Convention, otherwise known simply as the CRIC. In this particular lecture, I'd like to talk to you about how it operates, what it really does, how it does what it does, and with whom it does what it does. Now, as I've said to you before, the main role of the CRIC is the review of the implementation, and it does this by considering reports. That is what it does. Now, if you look at the decisions I mentioned, decision 1, COP 9, decision 11, COP 9, you would see that the CRIC basically operates sessionally and what one would call intersessionally. In other words, there are CRICs which take place during the time of the COP, and when the COP is not taking place, there's also a CRIC between the COPs. So that is what we call sessional and intersessional CRICs. Now, as regards the sessional CRICs, these are CRICs that basically take place at the same time with the COP, and what this CRIC actually does is that it considers the report of the intersessional CRIC. Now, the intersessional CRIC is where they actually sit down and consider the reports of contra-parties and the other partners in the process as to how they have been implementing the convention. And the sessional CRIC considers the report from the intersessional CRIC and then make draft decisions. These draft decisions are then sent to the COP for its consideration. Now, the CRIC, as I said, is open to all parties, but it needs the assistance of other people for it to get its work done. As we know, desertification and land degradation, drought, there's some science to that, and there's some technology to that. So the CRIC cooperates directly with the CST as regards the issues of science and technology. Actually, what really happens is that all the issues of science and technology are first considered by the Committee on Science and Technology. It then makes a report, and that report then goes to the CRIC. So, in other words, the CST provides the scientific input into the CRIC process. The CRIC also cooperates with other bodies, for example, UNEP and the GEF, and this in particular as regards the question of capacity building and capacity building for the process of the UNCCD. The GEF is now a financial mechanism of the UNCCD, and one of its major roles is to help in capacity building. A matter of fact, this is why we're having this exercise now. This is part of the capacity building process. The main role of the CRIC is review of implementation. It does this by considering reports. Now listen to this because this is important. In those reports, contra-parties and the other reporting entities would tell you what worked best over the period of review. This is commonly known as what we call best practices. And the CRIC's job is to look at all of those practices, determine which are the best ones, okay, and sort of refine these and encourage parties to use these in the further implementation of the convention. This is one of its major roles. In other words, over the period of review, countries would have used different approaches to the process, and the CRIC has a responsibility to look at what have proven to be best in terms of implementation. It compiles these and then it disseminates them. In other words, it shares them with the rest of the world. So the long and short of it, therefore, is this, that the CRIC, first and foremost, is responsible for reviewing the implementation. Secondly, it does this through using the reports as submitted by contrary parties. Thirdly, the actual review process is done at the intersessional sessions of the CRIC. The sessions are where they then do the draft decisions, which will be considered by the COP. Fourthly, it has a major role in identifying best practices, compiling these, and then disseminating these. Finally, it does this with cooperation, of course, with other institutions, the GEF, UNEP, and it does this under the authority of the COP. This must not be forgotten. Now, I do hope that you will read the reading materials because, as you know, these lectures are very short. and I just basically touch on the basic things you should know. But to be able to answer the questions at the end of each model, you would have to do some reading. It's not a lot of reading. We have provided you with the reading materials, and we have also given guidance as to what decisions you should read to further have a better understanding and to be able to answer these questions correctly. I do wish you every success. I want to thank my team for working on this, and we also want to thank the GF and UNEP for sponsoring this course.